students. And today, actually, I was teaching in machine learning class, and I explained the difference between supervised and unsupervised learning. In our subject, there is one subject, machine learning. In that, there is supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement. So I explained to the students that supervised learning is labeled data, it's having a labeled data, and unsupervised learning is unlabeled data. After explaining this also, in the books, in many YouTube channels, you will get this definition. Supervised is labeled data and unsupervised is unlabeled data. Labeled data means that, whenever there's a data in a column, there will be it will be mentioning like this is the height, this is the weight. So the columns are labeled. That students are assuming this, which is correct also. But when I gave an example about you know a database is there in which there are sportsman's wickets and runs, and now because of that, because of this two datas, runs taken by him and the wickets taken by him, we have to classify whether he is a batsman or a bowler. Now, can you tell me it is supervised or unsupervised? Because in this also, the student said that it is labeled. Wickets is labeled. Runs is labeled. So still, it should be then it should be supervised as labeled. But the answer is this is unsupervised learning. Now let us understand. After this example only, I am making this video. This happened in the class. Now supervised learning, it says it has input data. The input data is labeled. That means both input and output are given, and both are labeled. Input data as well as output data is labeled. So in supervised learning, output data is also given. Like for example, if the example is of supervised learning, wickets taken by the sportsman, runs taken by the sportsman, and also the output data, whether he is a batsman or a bowler, will be mentioned. Now, this particular data, when output is also labeled, input is also there, it is called as supervised learning. Example is regression correlation. These are supervised learning algorithms. So, the historical data is all about input as well as output, and the algorithm will find some relationship between input and output based upon the historical data, and then it will try to predict the future outcomes. For example, here predicting house prices is given. So it can predict the house by its size, number of rooms, area, locality, and based upon these parameters, these criterias, these independent variables, house price can be predicted, which is a dependent variable. Such data, if it is there, historical data is there, and then based upon association or based upon the relationship between IV and DV, what impact IV is having on DV, based upon that, a future price of the house can be predicted. And because the output is given, that is price, and various criterias like number of bedroom, area, crime rate is also mentioned. So based upon these database, the model can predict the future price of the house. So input is also given and output is also given, and all are labeled. So when everything is labeled, it is a supervised learning, including the output. Now we come to unsupervised. So, what is unsupervised learning? Unsupervised learning means when the output is not there, output is not labeled, and output is not there, But input is there and it is maybe labeled also. They are features. Based upon them, the output comes out without any help from our side. So, what is the example? Same example. Runs are given, wickets are given, and based upon that, the algorithm will find out whether it is a bowler or a batsman. Batsman or bowler output is not mentioned in the data. Only wickets and runs are mentioned. Now let us take one example how the algorithm will work. Wickets are 100, runs are 5. What will be the answer? Algorithm will predict because wickets are more, runs are less. It will be categorized as bowler. Bowler is not mentioned in the data. Bowler or batsman is not mentioned. So that means the output is not labeled, only input is provided. So see this particular PPT now. Input data is unlabeled. That means only input is provided, no output is provided. When we say data is unlabeled or input data is unlabeled, that means that output is not there in machine learning language. The model finds hidden patterns, groups, or clusters automatically. Another example of unsupervised learning is in marketing, we find the segments. We don't know exactly what are the segments, but because of the common factors, association is there and the clusters are made. And those clusters, one cluster is having common features. Another cluster again will be having some other common features. But between the clusters, there is a differentiation. So this is again an example of unsupervised learning because we don't know the output. So in supervised learning, output is labeled, data is there, and in unsupervised learning, output labeled data is not there. I hope it is understood. Thank you for watching this video. This is the difference. You can have a look at it. Thank you.